I'm not sure why you'd think that, but
Why does he think that?
I don't see us yet.
not yet. Oh, something just notified me. Oh, apparently we must be getting there because getting all sorts of
Discord.
notifications.
Slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Oh,
seeing.
yeah.
There we go.
There
I think
we
it's
are.
like a 30-second delay. Let me turn my ringer off. Okay. All right, kids. Shall we?
Yeehaw.
By the
Let's
way,
do it.
as in last week and weeks prior to, you will not hear the sound effects, but I will just guide you gently through this process.
That's much appreciated.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started.
Medic!
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 845 of the Overseas Connection podcast. We are live July 20th, 2025. We're just chilling, just hanging out. Just the three of us this week. Joining me, we've got the lovely Miss Kim Woods.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, Kim. How are things on your end?
Same old, pretty quiet, which is nice. So
Right. Quiet is good, I think. Also
Yeah.
joining us from the underseedy dungeon, Phil Olson.
I'm wondering where this is going. Hello. You all right?
I'm okay. How about you?
I am fantastic. Fantastic to be here with the two of you. The dream team, the A team, my
Absolutely.
fellow Dungeoneers.
Yes. Absolutely, fellow Dungeoneers. And I believe we'll be talking about that a little bit in the show today. So, but, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk a little bit about what we do here. This is a video game podcast, first and foremost. We talk about games. We talk about life. It's what we do. We are a little bit more mature. So in that entire light, we will be immature. We will use foul language from time to time. So if it's past your bedtime, you probably shouldn't be listening to us. We do this every Sunday, 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. on the West Coast. And, there's this thing called the East Coast, 3 p.m. And also Central Time Zone, it's 2 p.m. You could join us live. Come hang out in the chat. We talk about stuff. We interact with the audience. Of course, you will also get an audio version of this podcast whenever I actually get around to posting it, which will be sometime tomorrow, typically. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. And I think that kind of covers everything. So let's talk importantly about birthdays, because that is an important topic. As we get older, we celebrate our years. Kim,
yes,
how are we feeling?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
The 21st. Do we consider this birthday or D-Day?
I don't know. I consider it a birthday. Now, ask me in another, 3 years. I might have a different opinion, but for now, I'm okay with it.
All right.
You know what they say. You're only as old as you feel, and right now, I'm feeling all right. So.
Okay, so and that on that note, then, man, I am feeling freaking old. We'll get to that.
Well, I mean, ask me. Yeah, right.
So pre-happy birthday, Kim. The 21st is your official birth date, so that's tomorrow.
It is.
Anything special planned for the big day? It sucks because it's a Monday, so it's tough.
Right. Yeah, right. But I think Anthony and Owen are going to be here, so that'll be fun.
Okay.
Other than that, not I can think of. Maybe I can get to play some Xbox for a change because that's been few and far in between the last couple of weeks. So
All right. Well, we will hope that birthday wish comes true, and of
right,
course, that you get to celebrate even more.
right. I mean, hell, I'll be happy if I can get a shot of whiskey at the end of the day. So
I think you can sneak in probably a couple.
Yeah,
Just saying.
probably.
I have faith.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can. If anyone can, Kim can.
Yes.
There you go.
Also, shout out to my favorite wife. She's having a birthday on the 22nd.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And technically, she is my favorite wife. I have had two.
There you
Fun
go.
fact.
Have you?
Good to
Yeah,
know.
I didn't know.
There we go. Also, Gary D. Felice having a birthday on the 24th. Sadly, they are considering putting Gary in a home at this point. He is really up there in years. Can't really chew his food properly anymore. He's tried to set the kitchen on fire multiple times, so there is concern. So we hope nothing but the best for Gary. But he does celebrate an 85th birthday coming up on the 24th. And then David
Doesn't
the
look
Alien.
a day over 65, does he?
He does not. Dare I say, he probably doesn't even look that old. But it's amazing what plastic surgery does. So
There you go.
David the Alien Brown, aka Skirt Boy, also celebrated a birthday on the 25th. So a lot happened. I need to go back 9 months. What was that? November, when your parents were getting kind of crazy. You probably don't.
Well,
want
no,
to think
according to
about
my
that, Kim.
dad, he pinned mine down to a New Year's Eve party. So there you go. I don't know, but that's what he says.
So were you premature?
So take a break. Yes, 2 months.
Ah, okay. Things I did not know.
Myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Phil. What was that?
I was a month early myself.
Okay.
So God help me if I'd been born on time.
I was quite the timely child, but I also only took 45 minutes from like the moment they knew to like,
just get out my body.
Breaking water and breaking out.
I was kind of the same way. I think they were running to get the doctor actually when I was getting ready to come out, and they almost dropped me, believe it or not. So, that might explain things. But anyway.
Some say I was dropped, but different topic for a different day.
Many
All right,
times.
Kim, just for you.
Happy birthday!
Things you didn't hear, but that was a lovely birthday jingle.
I'll take
all
your
right,
word for it.
we're gonna dive into some story time.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
By the way, shout out to Boomer in the chat, because we're talking about birthdays. It's like he just comes out of the woodwork. Boomer matching the.
I think he wants cake.
Every time I see his name, though, I am reminded of getting older. I'm sure it's so. We will have to ask him, and you may know this, Kim, the origins of his username. But
yes,
I want to say it might have been Battlestar Galactica. I believe there was a Boomer in Battlestar Galactica, but legitimately, I just think AARP Boomer. He's like, that's him. So anyway, I'm sure he's now going to make rude comments in the chat.
Well,
Where are we at? We'll start with Phil. Phil, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, it's been going on actually. Things to watch, things to recommend. Mobland. Now, I don't know if you guys have spoken about this before. It's a relatively new show this year. Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, and Tom Hardy, as well as a superb supporting cast. Paddy Considine, who lives just down the road from me. It's about a mob family in and around London, and Tom Hardy is their fixer. And it's a cross between I don't know if you guys ever saw Peaky Blinders, but it's a sort of modern day Peaky Blinders slash The Gentleman. I don't know if you ever saw The Gentleman as well. If you haven't seen The Gentleman, the
I've seen
TV
The
show,
Gentleman.
fantastic. But Mobland is brilliant. It's absolutely superb about basically the sons of two warring families, two enemy families, go out on a night out, and only one of them returns. And it's about the sort of battle and war that takes place between the two families. It is superb. It's in the UK. It's on Paramount Plus. The cast, the writing is brilliant. Tom Hardy is just incredible, as always. He's playing, I mean, he's basically playing a gangster, but he's the typical sort of anti-hero, the guy that you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
And although he does bad stuff, he's a family man, etc., etc. It's superb. Really, really highly recommended. And quite some quite shocking what the fuck moments as well in it. Yeah, highly recommended.
Okay.
Also, finally got to see Gladiator 2. Gladiator is one of my favourite movies. And I'd been put off watching Gladiator 2 from bad reviews and bad press. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was silly. Some of it was silly Roman gladiator stuff.
Right.
Things like rhinos, riding rhinos in the amphitheatre, and ship battles with sharks swimming around in the amphitheatre as well. But there are quite some really nice ties to the original movie about how the main character is related. He's taken from Northern Africa as a slave. Turns out he's linked to the previous film in many different ways. Excellent cast. Denzel Washington is in it. It's Paul Mescal who's playing the main character, and yeah, a good sit back, laugh your head off sometimes. Good action movie.
I wouldn't have expected a laugh your head off moment with this movie. I threw the trailer up for a little bit, but I've been curious, so I plan to watch.
Yeah, the twins, the twin emperors, the twin Caesars are quite. It's right at the fall of Rome, of the Roman Empire, basically, when things are getting pretty bad and pretty what's the word? Sick in a lot of ways, and the people are revolting. But yeah, it's a really enjoyable film, much better than I thought, and lots of ties to the original. Some putting on heartstring stuff. They bring some of the music back, that the Hans Zimmer score that you recognise, the original score, and lots of references to Russell Crowe, which is great for me.
Okay.
And then we've had quite a bit of good weather in the UK this last week. It's now raining and thundering, and it's going to be like that for the rest of the week. But it's been really good, and we got the pizza oven out finally. We didn't get a chance to bring it out last week, so I had my son and his partner and the kids round, cooked some pizzas out in the garden.
Now,
which was
veggie
nice.
pizzas, I'm assuming.
So a combination. So I made the dough was all general dough. I did the whole spinning rounds and stuff. I still can't get them round, but and then I put a tomato base on and told them to bring their what toppings they wanted.
Okay.
So I knew it was kids. So with kids, it's best to par bake the bases first, so they get firm, because they just overload them with toppings. And they're usually sort of Neapolitan type pizzas, so the thick crusts and the thin base. And those went down really well. I need some more practice. Some of them came out a bit burnt.
Okay.
But all in all, really good, and too much to drink. And finally, alongside I'm moving next month into a new office at home, so my garage is being redecorated after my son's moved out. I've been doing some work on the Distracted by Side Quests podcast that we were involved in with.
Yes, you have been.
Yay.
I have. And so I've signed up for a premium account of ChatGPT, because I use it every day anyway, and
Right.
I use it a lot for my D&D sessions, for keeping track of things and just coming up with stupid names and things like that. And I downloaded all 35 or 37 episodes, ran them through an AI on my computer to transcribe them. So I've got transcriptions of everything, fed them into ChatGPT and said, write a summary of each episode. And it did that. Yeah. And I'm reading the summaries. I'm thinking, that sounds fantastic. I don't remember that happening. This thing about doors appearing. And I went and listened back to one of the episodes because it's 2022, the last time we recorded. Went back and listened to one of the episodes, and just the summary had no relevance to it whatsoever. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, are you hallucinating? It came back and said, yes. Says, do you want me to not interpret what I'm reading and just tell it straight? And I said, yes. And so it came back with the summaries, and they're perfect. And then, so what I did then is, because we haven't played for a while, I'm going to do some introductions, and I've created a new character called Loot. And Loot is a bard, and he's going to initially do a summary of everything that's happened so far, and then at the beginning of each episode he'll do a summary of the previous episode. And again, using a different AI, a speech-to-text AI, I took the text that I wrote for Loot and fed it into this, I think it's 11 Labs I used. And it came out. Well, I sent it to you guys.
Right.
It sounds fantastic, and that's the basic free one.
Huh. Okay. I will say I was very impressed. In fact, I reached back. I just said, "Who did you get to do the voiceover?" And that's when you informed me that you had used ChatGPT to do it. So that was fantastic. It definitely made our sessions sound so much better than I remember them.
Well, funny you say that. I listened to episode 34 and 35 when I was driving for work last week, and it's really good.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than I think we think it is. It sounds superb, and it's so funny. It's so funny, and the good news is I've spoken to Jason. Hector will be returning.
Okay, all right.
Yay!
And so at the moment it looks like we've got Kim, Train, and Hector and Jatic returning. So I may
the core
run
four,
a couple of
if I may.
Yes, the core four. I may run a couple of one-off sessions to work out what happened to Jatic, because he's missing from about 6 hours of play. Last time he was he overslept.
Yes, he a long nap, not a dirt nap,
Yeah.
but a long nap.
Yeah.
Dwarves they're happen to do that.
They do. So so there's a good 6 hours worth. There's 2 sessions worth of content that hasn't been edited that we recorded in August 2022.
Awesome.
So those will be the first ones. I'll start working those this week, and then we just need to start arranging a time for the 5 of us to get back together and start playing again.
All right, can't wait.
And I'm expecting to see some improved tactics from Kim and Mark.
I agree. Traylon,
Hopefully.
you would think with the amount of time they played in Baldur's Gate, that those tactics would now be improved. Being that it is a tactics game, Kim.
Right. What are you yelling at me for? I'm aware of what it is.
Because Mark's not here. Who else am I going to yell at? I can't yell at the DM. He'll kill me.
So anyway, lots of new things and good things coming. So yeah, I'll be updating over the next few weeks about what we're doing.
Sweet.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah, no, that is. I was very happy when you said you wanted to fire it back up, and I was like, yes, let's do it. All right.
Although I did find out how short halflings really are. I always assumed that me and Jadek were like close to the same size. Oh hell no, I'm shorter than fucking Jadek. So
yeah, you're like what, 2 feet, 2.5 feet if you're lucky.
3. Yeah. You know, I'm like, holy shit. And here I am 5'9", and I'm playing a 3-foot halfling, so it's a little, you know, it's a little weird.
All right, well, Kim, speaking of being a halfling, let's talk. What's been going on with you?
You know, I've had the kids the last couple weeks, so unfortunately, not a whole hell of a lot. But my new phone will arrive this week. I think it's supposed to be here the 25th, so I really need to get my head out of my ass and get my case and all that stuff ordered too, because I didn't order a case with it when I bought it off of Verizon, because Verizon didn't really have a lot of variety. All they had, I think, was like one of those cheap like silicone ones, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna hold up. So the last thing I want to do is put my brand new phone in a silicone case.
So, okay, so I'm going to give you some words of advice on this, because I went down this rabbit hole big time.
I appreciate that.
I probably ordered 10 different cases through Amazon, testing them out, sending them back.
Right.
Free returns is like the godsend, you know, when you see that on your Amazon order.
No doubt, right?
Yeah. Ironically, the silicone cases I found I liked the most.
Wow, really?
You don't need a screensaver. So don't worry about a screen protector, because the phone folds.
Okay.
It literally is protected.
Right.
So don't worry about that.
Right. But what about the outside screen?
Yeah, the outside is a screen, isn't it?
So depending upon the case you get, you can get a screen protector for that. I haven't found a real need for it, to be perfectly honest. When it's folded up, so like I have it here. So when this is folded up, I typically have this facing upward, so I'm not worried about that screen. But also, there's a pretty thick bevel edge so nothing's going to hit the screen if I put it face down like that. So,
right.
So I haven't worried about that.
Okay.
What I like about this is it still stays pretty thin. There are some heavy duty cases you can get, but
oh yeah.
It just adds to the bulk of the phone. So I like this. You know, when it's folded like this, you won't have protection on the end, but the end, it's just, it's metal. So there's not a real need to protect that. So I wouldn't be afraid of the silicone cases, because it keeps it from being too bulky.
Well, maybe I'll order one of them and one of the others, and I'll go from there.
I mean, it's all personal preference. I mean, I was trying to also do the whole wallet thing, and
I
those
remember that.
added so much bulk to it. Now, the one thing you could do, there were a number of, it was almost like a small purse. Like it had like the full strap.
Right.
I don't know if you use a purse or not, that kind of thing, but that might be an option. Because then even though it's bulky, it's not as, it's a purse. So, I couldn't, once I couldn't put it in my pocket, I was like, it's out. And so that's what I found with the silicone cases. It seemed to be the thinnest and still allow it to, easily go in and out of your pocket. No problem. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that then. Cause like I said, I think that was all Verizon had and I wasn't really sure about that. So, I'll get one and one of the other and we'll see what we can do. So.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Lord in the chat. Also, Boomer confirmed origins of his name. Indeed, ARP. So go figure. Just kidding.
Oh boy.
No, Battlestar Galactica. It indeed was Battlestar Galactica. All right, Kim. What else? What else has been going on besides the phone business?
Yeah. Like I said, that'll be here end of the week, I think.
Right.
I had a teeth cleaning on Thursday, so I did that. got a haircut yesterday, and boy, that was a surprise when they got to working on it, and she shaved part of it, and she's like, "You know how gray you are?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, look," and I'm not kidding. It was like, I don't know if you guys remember like Mark Harmon here later, like towards the end of him being on NCIS and how gray he was.
Yeah.
I was almost Mark Harmon gray, so I was like, "Holy shit!"
By the way, I put a picture up of your teeth cleaning, not of your haircut.
Oh yeah,
Um,
okay,
I'm kind of
I
laughing.
appreciate that.
There was a dentist video up on screen. I don't know
Oh
what
my.
that teeth cleaning is supposed to represent. If your teeth look like that on screen, you are in serious trouble.
Oh God.
It's like he's
Right?
got
Well,
gravel in
mine were.
between these teeth.
It's like
Anyway.
asphalt or
Yeah.
something, you know. Um, Other than that, that's what it. Oh, you're gonna make fun of me because, well, you just are, and I'm expecting that. But
I don't make fun of you, Kim.
I've added to my, I've added to my Baldur's Gate collection. I got another Gale. To be fair, though, I bought this one well before I bought the other two because this one comes from China.
Is
and
that
so
a
it took, like,
Funko Pop?
almost 2 months.
Gale?
It's a U2s, but they're like Funko Pops. So
Okay.
yeah, I got this actually from the same place that I got the owl bear from, and it's got his little tressum at the bottom, which I thought was cool. So yeah, I got another one. So
Okay.
and I'm still waiting on the other one to show up. So yeah, all right, I might have a problem, a little problem.
Possibly. So is that 3 Gale statues
Yeah.
now that you will have?
Yes,
Plus a stuffed owl bear.
yes, this. Yeah, and the owl bear, you know,
Yeah.
and then I got my Baldur's Gate pictures on the wall over there. So yeah.
Here's the real question, Kim. Do
All
any
right.
of these sleep with you?
Oh God, no! I'm not that weird.
You know,
No.
you said you had a problem. You were going down that rabbit hole. I just needed to make sure we
Well,
weren't
yeah, okay, but I
fully
don't
down.
have that problem. I mean, I'm not gonna have like a mental breakdown one day and tell everyone I'm going off to Waterdeep to find him or nothing like that.
If they
Although I've
offer
met
up
some
a
people
real life
online that
doll of Gale,
no, they do have like the body pillowcase thing, but that's just, I don't know, that's a little weird for me. I don't know. That's-
Agreed.
My mind wasn't going down the pillow version.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, you know, ooh boy. Yeah, no, that's still a little weird for me. I don't think I'm that far gone, but you know, I've met some people online though. I'm a little concerned about. But not me.
we have heard the stories,
So-
Kim.
Yes.
Probably your biggest challenge in life is whether or not to accept friend requests from men. Because your
I know.
luck ratio, I want to say it's like, I'll
it's-
give you generously 50-50 right now. 50-50 to it stays nice and it's friendly and it's fun. And then there's 50%
Yeah, right?
that is not so friendly. I mean, it might be nice. I don't know.
Right.
But yes.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And the weirdest thing about it is it's from the ones that I would never expect. So then it's like, the fuck, you know? Yeah. Well, so far on that front, because you guys know about the recent friend request I had, I haven't got anything weird from him, so I don't know. Maybe he thinks I know gossip or something, and I'm gonna, tell him. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but so far nothing unseemly has happened. So,
Okay. That's good.
but I'll let you know when it does, because I have nobody else to tell.
All right.
Oh, I don't get it. I don't understand. But anyway, that's it for me this week. So,
Okay. All
what
right.
about you?
Gosh. So last night, we celebrated Cindy's birthday in earnest. Went out, did dinner, even though it's on Tuesday. We knew middle of the week is always a tough time to celebrate birthdays, so we said we'll do it on Saturday night. We'll go out to a really nice dinner. So I took her to a place called Sutter Street Steakhouse. It's in Folsom. It kind of overlooks the American River. It's a really nice restaurant. Sat out on the patio, just enjoyed the weather. And then from there, we went to a club right next door called Powerhouse. And we listened to this band called Spasmatics. And I was on the fence if I was going to like these guys or not. And I'm still not entirely sure how authentic. Well, okay, their music's not authentic. They're a cover band. They do 80s, 90s, for the most part, rock and pop music, the popular danceable music. They came out and they have a theme, and it's pulling on all of the 80s kind of nerdy imagery. So think Napoleon Dynamite vibe. And so they come out on stage, and I'm like, okay. And these guys had so much freaking energy. I mean, they're doing leg kicks up in the air, like splits and bouncing around, having a good time, and they sound great. And I will say they do use some like background voiceover stuff to kind of keep things consistent. But you know what? It was appreciated because at the end of the day, all the music sounded great, and they covered a lot. They did Led Zeppelin, they did Metallica, Tom Petty, The Cars. So I mean, it was just all over the board, but just fun, great music. Had a really wonderful time. On the food front, holy crap, we have so the dinner was fantastic. I did a surf and turf with shrimp. Filet was cooked perfectly. I'm sorry, cover yours, Phil. And
It's okay, it doesn't bother me.
and so that dinner was wonderful. 2 nights before, on Thursday, we ended up, or no, sorry, I take it back. It was on Tuesday, earlier in the week. We had originally, every now and then we get these offers from financial advisors. Come listen to us talk about how we can help you out, and but they'll offer up free dinners. So Cindy and I we go to these all the time.
Insurance.
Yeah, we're like, you know what? I know how to say no, but I'm all for going and having a nice dinner. Well, this last one, we ended up not going to the dinner, but we had set up to have our sitter come. So we're like, well, let's go out and have dinner. And there's this new restaurant called Amasake Por Favor, and it is a Mexican Japanese fusion restaurant. And so I didn't know what to expect. We get there, very small, kind of quaint place. They have a big like horseshoe bar in the middle. Turns out they don't have any kind of actual kitchen outside of in that area. They have refrigeration units, but they don't have like ovens or anything like that. They kind of marinade cook almost everything, and then they'll torch it to cook other elements to it. 6-course meal. We paired it with wine. The guy that helped us, he was bartending, kind of also being our server, incredibly knowledgeable about all the different drinks, all of the wines and the pairings that the food was going with. It was an experience. And the interesting component to it was, as we were eating it, it's all little small plates. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, it was $75 a person. And I'm like, oof. I'm like, okay, am I going to walk out of this and want to like go to Taco Bell immediately because I've like had nothing? But
Right.
they pace it out, and we were probably there for an hour and a half easy. And we walked out, and I felt like perfect. Like I wasn't hungry. I wasn't overly full. It was just the right amount. And I was really shocked by that. Just given each plate, I was kind of thinking, God, I wish there was more of that. Wish there was more of that. But they did it perfectly. That dinner was more expensive than our steakhouse dinner, ironically. And I think I enjoyed that dinner more, although I can't see myself wanting to go to that kind of dinner on an ongoing basis, if that makes sense.
Right.
Just because it is such an experience. You have to dedicate time to it.
Yes, yeah. I went to one very similar when I used to live in Munich, and it was called His Master's House. And you go in, there's no menu.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they bring you dish after dish until you tell them to stop. And then they bring you dessert.
Okay.
And the first time we went in, we had, there was things like oxtail, there was truffle, all sorts. Just amazing food. And each time they were tiny. It's like a lot, medium piece of ravioli,
right,
with some garnish and whatnot. And we're ordering wine to go with it, with each dish. And we got to the end. We got about 3/4 way through, and some of the people with us from London, and were like, if this was in London, you know, you're expecting to pay, expect this to be 200, 250 minimum.
Right.
And we're like, well, it's a one-off. It came with wine, and this was back in 28 years ago, £40 a head.
Oh,
Wow.
And it was
wow.
top
That's
shelf wine as well. And it's one of those things that we tried, we went back again, and it wasn't as good as the first time. And I think it's that first time experience that doesn't live up to a second time.
Yeah.
And this was purely what the chef got from the local market that day.
Okay. Yeah. I will say this: it was all. So they also said that they farmed all of their produce local. So everything was local in terms of the produce, the fish of it, and it was a lot of fish, by the way. It was like scallops. I think there was some ono, there was shrimp, there was octopus, which I've never had octopus in my life before, but I had an octopus tostada. Go figure. It was delicious, by the way. But of course, all of that fish is not coming locally from here. That's sourced in. Anyway, so if you ever get to experience something like that, I kind of recommend it just because it is such a unique experience. But just understand it's not going to be 40 pounds these days, I don't think.
70, to be honest, 75.
Yeah.
If it was 75, that's still cheap compared to here.
Well, in fairness, that did not include the wine.
No, I mean,
So,
a good meal here, not necessarily in a big metropolitan area either. You're talking close to that if you're having multiple courses.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
that sounds fantastic.
It was very much so. I have been a foodie, and I'm gonna be disappointed when I have to taste my own cooking again. Anyway, last thing, I did not realize The Night Agent 2 had a season 2 come out. I guess the beginning of this year. So I just started watching that. I loved the first one, so the first season. So I was thrilled to see that there was second season. So if you haven't seen The Night Agent before, I do definitely give it a recommend. Okay, I think that's it for what we've been doing. We do have a question from the community. They still call me Moose. He did submit a question to us. He said, the dog days of summer are nearly upon us. I think they actually are upon us. That's not nearly, Mr. Matthew. What is your favorite way to cool off during the hottest months of the year? So, Phil, this is a tricky question for you because I think technically the easiest way for you to cool off is wait a week and the rain comes back. But
that is very true. I have to say this is the first year that I've actually been able to go outside in the summer. My hay fever control through injections and medicine and everything, and also my light therapy has worked. So I don't know if I mentioned before, I'm allergic to the sun, literally allergic to the sun.
I did not know this. Okay.
Yeah, so my arms, within 10 seconds of being out in the sun, even with factor 50 on, my arms just blister and they take about a month to go down.
Wow. Okay.
So
did not know that.
So yeah, I'm like a vampire. So for the last 2 years,
the darkness.
Well, yeah, for the last 2 years, I've been having light therapy every March.
Okay.
And this is about 12 sessions across 4 weeks, where I go and stand in shorts and t-shirts in an industrial light sunbed, vertical sunbed. For I think I get up to about 60 seconds. That's the max.
Okay.
And this year I've been able to go out, no issue at all. So one of the things I do for the hottest months is get out of the house because it's too bloody hot in the house. And if it's really bad, we either get in the car and go drive somewhere because of the air conditioning, or we find a shopping mall somewhere. So when we've been to like Cyprus and it's been way too hot, we've just gone and found a shopping mall.
Interesting. So yeah, no, the shopping mall is a good call. I think that's a pretty popular option for a lot of people. But the car is an underrated way to beat the heat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kim, what about you?
Yeah, and
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
Does drinking beer count?
It does, of course. How do you
that's
beat
one
the
way
heat?
to do it.
Right. Now
So
I have a question, Phil. You know, now like portable air conditioners, wouldn't they work?
Yes, we have one.
All right. I was gonna say.
It's we haven't used it for a couple of years. Number one, it's
Right.
incredibly loud, and you have to shout
Right.
to be heard.
Mhm.
And number two, it's a bit expensive on the electric.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind, our electricity bill is 200. I think it's currently £210 a month. So I don't know what that's like in compared to how it is in the States, but what's that, $300?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's about $300.
$380.
That's actually not bad for
That's
summer
without
months.
air
For summer months, but
yeah,
I mean, considering you're probably not using as much electricity as we would during the summer months because you do get cooler time. Still, that's pretty.
Well,
expensive.
we use gas for heating. Most houses in Britain use gas for heating.
Okay.
So we have an electricity bill and a gas bill. So the gas bill's about 100. Yeah, it's so we do have it, and I will be taking it into my new office with me.
There you go.
Yeah,
to cool it down.
I do find that portable air conditioners are really, and it doesn't matter. They will tell you, they can do multiple rooms now. They're usually good for like one room. Close the doors up, just hang out in that room, make it the TV room, so this way you're not bored out of your mind staring at the walls. But yeah, they typically are not good for multi rooms.
Yeah, and it is so they are so loud.
Yes,
our unit is crazily loud that you can't hear the TV.
Right.
But yeah, we haven't had it that hot as a couple of years ago. I think the hottest we've had is about 33. Whereas I think a couple of years ago we may have reached 36, 37, which for us is fine. But if it stayed like that, fine, we'd get acclimatized to it. But it's up and down. So it's 20 degrees now, and it was 30 a couple of days ago.
Okay, Kim, what is your monthly beer bill?
Right. Well, it's only me and Dad, so it's not too bad. But I mean, honestly, because you guys know this, and people seem to think I'm strange, but unless it's like really freaking bad, I don't run the air conditioner. We've got a bunch of windows, so I open them up. We catch the breeze going through. It's it's not so bad, at least not to me. Although now my dad's boss thinks I'm abusing him because we don't turn I haven't turned the air conditioner on. But it's like I told somebody, I said he's 75 years old. He knows how the air conditioner works. If he wants to turn it on, I'm not going to tell him not to.
Put that thing in a lockbox, Kim.
Right?
It's like my old work. They literally had the air conditioning controls like under lock and key. So the employees couldn't, because we would always turn the air conditioning on. And so they got wise to it. They're like, lock and key. And it's like, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm not that bad, because here, even what was it been a couple of years ago, I bought him a portable air conditioner to put in his bedroom, because all we have is the one window unit right now, and that works good for the main area of the house. But when it comes to the bedrooms, unless you put a fan like in the door to blow it in there or something, or turn all the ceiling fans on, it doesn't do really good. So I bought him a portable air conditioner because he is 75. They don't handle the heat well, that sort of thing. You know what he told me to do with it? He told me to put it in the kitchen. I said, but I didn't buy it to put it in the kitchen. I bought it so you could put it in your room, so you could close the door, turn it on, and your room would be cool. But no,
but the kitchen probably, I'm assuming, heats up the most, especially when you start cooking.
Well, yes, yeah, it does. Yeah. So, but so that's what we did with the portable air conditioner. So, yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, we drink beer. We, open the windows, and if it's too bad, you go and take a cold shower, that sort of thing. I don't know. Like I said, the heat doesn't bother me. It's the cold. Now, if this was December and it was 30 below zero, you're damn right I'd be freezing my ass off and bitching about it. But the heat doesn't bother me.
Okay.
So
Kim's solution:
It's so tough.
beer and cold showers.
She
Yep.
makes us feel like we're weaklings. She's so tough. She really is.
That's the Midwest, man. They are a different
Yeah.
breed. I have to hand it to them.
I watched
are
1883.
I don't know. I
It's
like
just
my
like
running
that,
water
Phil.
line.
Absolutely
Yeah.
just like that.
There's no change since 1883.
Yeah. So Kim, we do the same thing, especially like in the mornings. We just open up all the windows because usually there's a cool breeze. Although it's going to be a hot day when you open up that window in the morning and there's no cool air coming through. You're like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll do a lot of that. And this house, for the most part, stays really cool in the main areas of living. My office, though, this thing heats up. And it's because right here I've got 3 windows that they literally face the afternoon sun.
Right.
So from about 1 p.m. to 7 during the summer, it's just getting heated up. And so, and of course, my office is the furthest one away from our air conditioning unit, which is up in our attic. And so the ducts do not do nearly as good a job delivering cool air into this office as the rest of the house. So, in the summer months, I typically will start to try and work in my kitchen, take the laptop with me into the kitchen. And then I'll be honest, this is, I've never really experienced having a pool as an adult. So the past 2 years, last year, about halfway through the year, we got the pool. So we didn't use it a lot until probably later in the summer. This year, yeah, the pool has been a mainstay of just, I'll go out lunchtime during the week,
Right.
throw on the suit, jump in the pool for like 15, 20 minutes, come back out, get dressed, come back in the office and go back to work. So it's the benefit of working from home.
See, I'm a bit jealous about that. I may have to look into getting a pool one of these days. So.
Just don't do what my neighbor
swimming,
did.
so.
They bought one of those. I think it was like an inflatable pool.
Yeah, I can't do that. I have cats.
Well, and so
And
they
raccoons.
had one of the larger versions, and
Right.
it sprung a leak, and then ruptured, and their whole backyard was flooded.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Don't
recommend
Yeah, no,
it.
I couldn't do that. The cats would have it in like 2 hours. So.
Look.
Or
pin
the
cushion.
raccoon would. Right. Or they'd climb up it and fall in it and drown, and well, there we are. So.
As long
So,
as the
Greg,
raccoons.
Right.
Do you use your outdoor living area, that outdoor living room that you've got? Do you use that a lot, or?
We haven't actually done a lot of dining out there this summer. I cook constantly, so I barbecue out there all the time. And so when we have company over, like when we had my mom and her mom, we did sit out on the couches in the backyard area. I think it really depends. When it's super hot, even if you're under the shade, you just don't want to be out.
Right.
But June, July are going to be good times for that space, and then September will be really nice in the backyard.
Yeah.
October, for whatever reason, out here we heat back up again, and so it's a weird cycle. September cools down into the 80s, 90s, which is perfect, and then we hit October and we jump back up to the 90s, 100s. So, but yeah, also beer or I'm a big fan of Mike's Hard Lemonades.
Yep.
So if you're not familiar with those, Phil, think Smirnoff Ice drinks. So yeah, we have those stocked in the refrigerator. Okay. Let's talk about some video games.
Okay.
Kim,
Yes.
my note here is shocking that I'm
I
reading this.
know.
No time
Can you
this
see my
week.
hand shaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having withdrawal symptoms. It's terrible. Well, there's a funny story with this.
Okay.
Because I've had the two kids, and they both want to play Xbox at the same time. Well, the thing is, me and Anthony game share, so of course his home Xbox is my Xbox, and his home Xbox is my Xbox. You know how that
Right.
works. And similar to what you and Mark do.
Right.
Well, the thing is, if Anthony comes in my room and plays on my Xbox, and then Owen goes to play on his Xbox in the living room, because Anthony will bring his Xbox down, something will happen, and Owen will get kicked off. Well, then when Owen gets back on, then Anthony gets kicked off of the one in here. Well, we figured out that problem by signing out Tony out of his Xbox, and that seemed to fix it. But the thing of it is, with them both signed out, Owen, for some odd reason, does not have access to Game Pass games. So my bright idea was I bought Owen his own Game Pass, and Anthony still got his. So what does that do? That means Aunt Kim has no Xbox to play. Because
they're using it.
both boys have both Xboxes, and and yes, I have my Steam Deck, which is fine. But again, I have other things I have to do, so I haven't been playing Baldur's Gate, and I'm having withdrawal symptoms, and it's awful. I did manage to play a little Call of Duty just a little bit ago with Boomer, so I mean, there's that. Because see, I haven't even be able to play Call of Duty during the week with everybody else because again, my
Kim,
Xboxes
this
are
is a life lesson. This is where you need to look inwardly and then realize that you have to take the authority of the situation, Kim.
Right.
Tony, Owen.
I have to be the asshole.
Go play outside for an hour. My mom would tell us, you do not come back in the house until the sun is setting.
Right.
So
go outside and touch grass because you're always telling me that. So go out.
Yes, exactly. So you need to take charge of this, Kim. Now, granted, my mom was not playing video games. I'm pretty sure she was tapping the wine bottle while we were out playing, but that's a different story.
Yeah, right. Well, the good news is with Anthony turning 12, my sister has decided that maybe he's due a little more responsibility. So she has been trying out the last couple of days of leaving him and Owen alone to watch themselves. And so far, it's kind of been working. I mean, it's freaking me out a little because, of course, Anthony is the child I pretty much raised since he was born. And so I'm a little paranoid by it. But then I get to thinking back when we were kids, and, I'm the oldest, so we were probably being left home, too, about that age. And she only, she's only 10 minutes away from home, so it's not like she's very far. And he knows if something happens, he can call me or Dad or whatever. So, I mean, that may end up being a thing. I'm still a little iffy about it, I guess, but, I'm not the parent, so. But so far, he's done really well. He was even washing dishes and taking the trash out the other day, and she was bitching at me because he does that at my house all the time, but he wouldn't do it at home. Well, now he's doing it at home, so maybe it'll do him some good.
There's hope. There's hope.
So yeah, Call of Duty. That's pretty much all I've got to play this week. So
okay.
Well, hopefully
Phil,
next week I'll ask something else.
I'm remiss to ask this question.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Sandy.
Talk to me about an ornithopter. How do you say it again?
Ornithopter.
That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
God bless you.
Yeah. So, Dune Awakening. I haven't played anything else. In fact, my Game Pass has run out. It ran out about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and I haven't renewed it yet. I may do because I really want to play RoboCop, which is coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Dune Awakening. That's it. I've recently progressed. So you get your bike, start with getting your bike, you get your buggy, which helps you mine things, and now you get the ornithopter, and it's like a completely different game. It really is. So I can fly what normally would take me 10 minutes to cross sand dunes and get chased by worms between rocky outcrops and had to plan my route. Now I'm just getting my ornithopter, take off, direct route to where I want to go to the story progress or side quests. And jobs are good. It's superb, absolutely brilliant. And when you first take off, it's the sounds and the music, just like the film. If it wasn't for the fact that Dune Awakening is one buggy mess.
Really? So
And,
this is a side. We
yeah.
haven't heard this component. That's been conveniently ignored by a certain other person on this podcast.
Yeah, so over the weekend, over this weekend, I've put a fair few hours into it. And with the ornithopters, I say you're able to, do quests a lot faster because you're able to fly directly to them, do the what they call testing stations or dungeons.
Okay.
Do the various bits, then take the things that you find or the reports back to the Atreides governor and so on. And the story's really good. Don't get me wrong, the story is excellent, and the progression of finding where the Fremen have gone and everything is superb. Really good. It's crashed. Dune itself, the game, has crashed on me over the weekend 5 times, and that's just all of a sudden, and I'll be up in the air. And the first time I took that sodding ornithopter up in the air, I actually on Friday, I think it was, I got all the parts and I built the ornithopter, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait until tomorrow so I can have my speakers up and I can actually really enjoy taking it for its first flight. Took it up, 20 seconds into my flight, screen froze. And I'm like, oh shit. And then it almost looks, the screen looks like I'm underground. And when sometimes you fall through a map,
yep,
and you're looking up, it's like that, and just completely unresponsive. So I have to shut the game down through Task Manager and restart. And I was cracking myself because I thought, oh God, I've lost it. All this time, all these hours I put in to get the stupid bits and pieces.
Does it auto-save, or do you have to hard save yourself?
No, it auto saves.
Okay.
But obviously, if it crashes,
true. True.
So when I booted up, luckily, I was back in my base, standing next to my pristine ornithopter.
Nice.
Fine, I thought. Took it out. Brilliant. Landed it back in. And then this morning came back to it. And my ornithopter was a steaming wreck. Because I'd flown it into my base and literally left about an inch of it out, sticking out. And sandstorms had occurred.
Oh no.
And completely destroyed my fucking ornithopter.
It
I was able
through
to
the wall, I'm assuming, of your base type thing.
It wasn't a glitch. It was, I think, because I built a garage sort of thing, and there's no door.
He did a terrible parking job.
Yeah, I did a terrible parking job.
Yeah,
basically. Thanks, kid. Please try to get some sympathy. So luckily, I was able, strangely enough, with a welder and welding wire, I was able to fix it. A lot of welding wire. I was able to fix it. But I mean, as you progress and you go through the more difficult enemies and dungeons and testing stations, and there's a really difficult one today, and I got through, and I'm thinking, fantastic. I killed the main boss at the end, the Red Scorpion, I think his name was.
So there is actual combat, because what I've seen so far on screen,
oh yeah,
it's just running around grabbing stuff in the desert, which, gotta admit, is not that exciting to me. But
it is the payoffs.
It's a small slice.
The payoffs are superb.
Okay,
the payoffs are superb, and it gets progressively easier to do that gathering of resources as you unlock better kit. No, but I mean, the dungeons themselves, it's a bit like, it reminds me a lot actually of The Division and the bases that you have to go and progress and the various different things.
That's a decent comparison. I mean, in that, or I should say that excites me a little bit more then, because I love the Division in both 1 and 2. So
Yeah. It's like that. However, I killed the boss and then realised I wasn't able to pick any of his stuff up because he dropped loot. There were big chests, everything around, and I wasn't able to pick any of that up. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. Then I wasn't able to walk anywhere. And all of a sudden, so whilst this is happening, all the NPCs suddenly respawn around me, 20 of them, and I'm not able to walk anywhere. And I'm just like, oh, fucking hell. And this keeps happening when you get to a certain point in a dungeon. It's almost like it just gives up. So I restarted the game, and it was still the same. It went back to the main menu, went back in. And so I had to restart the game, and it stuck me outside the dungeon with, this time, all the chests on my progress before were empty, but all the NPCs were there, and they seem to have upped a level as well in difficulty. So it took me 5 goes to get there. I managed to kill the end boss again, get the document that you're supposed to get, and then got killed because another 20 just popped out of nowhere.
Oh, Lord.
And I thought, fuck that, I'm not going back to get those chests, and carried on. Yeah, so it's, when it works, it is fantastic, and it is probably one of the best games I've played. When it doesn't work, it's incredibly frustrating.
can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they'll fix them, but it sounds like it's just buckets and buckets of bugs.
I would have to think they will fix it at some point. I mean, hey, Cyberpunk started off very rough for a lot of people, and it turned out to be a fantastic game. So there's hope for Dune Awakening. So you keep getting your spice on. I have continued my roll through Avowed. I'm now into kind of the more advanced areas with Avowed. I think I'm in the final area that will lead me to kind of finishing up the quest. There was an interesting moment in kind of this progression moment. The game puts a choice, a decision on you that I honestly struggled with. And I don't know if it really is going to have an actual ramification in the end. I think Mr. Matthews said it does. Chris, he finished the game, so I believe he said, what you choose does matter. What I chose definitely had what appears to be ramification to different populations within the game. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that's going to end up playing it, but so it caught me off guard, and I was really perplexed on which way I should go. And I made a decision that one of my party members was not very happy with me for making. But I stood by my decision, and it's interesting because you do have some banter back and forth at that point where you are talking in a sense, kind of being asked why you made that decision, and you justify your reasoning to them through some choices.
Right.
Still very much enjoying this game. It is much better than I really anticipated it to be. And I feel like it didn't get quite the love it probably should have gotten. It's gorgeous. It plays great. The only thing I think, maybe you could say they could have done a little bit better would be some of the companion interaction. And I say that, and hear me out, Kim. It's not because they lack romance, because they do lack romance
I know.
in this. But
oh no, I get that.
But
I've
always
played RPGs
felt,
where you couldn't screw the characters. I'm aware.
But the companion quests don't feel like there's a reward to them. There's no
right.
It doesn't strengthen your bond with them. It doesn't make you more effective with them. And I feel like that's something that these companion quests should have. So I'd like to see, if they do an Avowed 2 or something, maybe they can build that into where, when you complete a companion quest and, you create a better bond, and it increases, your compatibility with them in
Well,
combat.
yeah, right. I mean, yeah, because the romance option side, I get that. Because I played them where there wasn't any. But yes, the whole, if you're doing side quests for them and you're helping them out, you would only hope that it would, make your bond stronger, make them want to be your, friend, that sort of thing.
You'd think.
So, I mean, there has to be a payoff for it. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? So, I get that.
Yeah, but so Avowed, that's literally the only thing. Much like you, Kim, I did not have a lot of time playing games this week. Really,
Right.
it was yesterday and this morning that I jumped back into Avowed and got some time in the game, because during the week it's just been a lot of work. It's been busy.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the game side of everything. Now,
Actually, I have something to add there because I
Oh.
just thought about it. Yeah,
Do
I
tell.
know, right? Yeah. As you all know, I posted a thing on Facebook there last week about a game that you that everybody loved that you didn't like, and I posted Mass Effect. That got me some feedback, as you can well imagine. Even Stacy Conley, who works for Epic, even jumped on there and like, "Are you kidding?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't like it." So after all the pushback, I decided, you know what? I'll give it another go.
Okay.
So I went on and I bought, because somebody had said something, they had the Legendary Edition, supposedly that fixed some things and what have you. Because as you all know, and I've bitched about it before, I hated the Mako. Just absolutely fucking hated it. Got it stuck in a goddamn crater, and it took me like an hour and a half to get it out of it, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Not only that, but then the save points, because it didn't have an autosave, or when it did have an autosave, it was so far away from the last autosave that I think the last time I died, it hadn't saved, so I lost like 3 hours of progress, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. So anyway, long story short, because of all the pushback, I decided to buy the Legendary Edition and try again.
Okay.
And I did last week. Of course I started out with the Mass Effect, because obviously. Because everybody's like, well, stick with Mass Effect, but Mass Effect 2 is better, yada, yada, yada. So who knows? We'll see. And I played for about an hour so far. And it hasn't been bad. I do think they fixed the autosave deal where it autosaves a little more often. Plus, with playing Baldur's Gate, it's kind of the same deal. If you don't, manually save every once in a while, the autosaves are so far in between that, you're going to lose quite a few hours of progress if you don't save. So I'm working on that too. And, okay, so far it hasn't been bad. Although I had to laugh when I was making my character. The eyes. They had the vacant stare staring into your soul sort of freaking deal. So that was kind of, but once you're in the game, it's not quite so bad. So there was that. Like I said, it's not so bad. I've only played for about an hour and a half before I had to actually, go back to work and pretend I had a job. So I don't know. We'll see. So I did. I took the punt, and I've got Mass Effect again. Like I said, the Legendary Edition was only $6. So, and I think we've lost Craig.
No, you haven't lost me. My camera just decided it didn't want to. Discord does that once in a while. It's like, let me turn your camera off for you. No, thank you,
right?
Discord. I don't want you to do that.
Right. So, thanks to everybody for yelling at me about Mass Effect. I've decided to give it another go. So we'll see.
So
you should
Kim,
I know.
the Mako. My experience of the Mako is I didn't get that far. I gave it well before the Mako. And I tried 3 times to get into it, and it just didn't. I don't know what it was, because I love sci-fi,
right?
And I just couldn't get it. It just didn't click with me at all.
Well, I don't feel so bad then, because see, my thing is, and I always tell people this, I apparently prefer my fantasy with dragons and swords and all that, and I don't know, aliens and spaceships just weren't a big thing for me, but we'll see. I might, get through it and like it and be fine with it, or I might go back to hating it again, or I might just skip the first one entirely and go right to 2, and I may absolutely just love the damn thing. Who knows? I guess we'll see. So
That's tough. I do have fond memories of the Mass Effect trilogy. I will say Mass Effect 1 was my least favorite, mostly because there were a lot of things they needed to fix and tweak. The Mako being the first one, it was the idea of the Mako when they talked about it was like, oh my God, this is great. And then in practice, it was like, oh my God, this is horrible. So, and also, it was one of those games that I wanted more control of the squad. I actually wanted it to be a
Right.
turn-based tactics game. Because
Right.
at that point I had already I had my affection for XCOM from way back when,
Yeah.
and so I wanted it to
Right.
control like XCOM in combat, and nothing could be farther. That
Yeah,
said,
and it's funny because I've watched them shoot, and they spend more time shooting at the wall or the
yes,
rocks, or they don't really hit what
yeah,
they're aiming at.
yeah,
So
it
you know,
suffers from
it's
the
pretty much
same
dependent
thing.
upon you.
It
Right.
might be a BioWare thing.
I wonder that at times because it's a dependent on you to make sure to take the bad guys out, because
Yep.
otherwise your squad is off firing at God knows what,
Yeah.
and they're not hitting
Your
things.
squad,
So,
and so just like in Dragon Age, your squad is highly ineffective. They are the
right.
stormtroopers, if you will, of
Yep. Yep.
of gaming. So,
Right.
yeah. That
Yeah.
said, lean into abilities. I did, that was my other big problem. Is I really wanted to tackle Mass Effect from a third-person shooter, Gears of War kind of experience.
Yeah.
And no, you need to lean into your different capabilities. Like I want to say they have like a lift
bionics or whatever they
capability.
call
Yeah, the
that.
bionic capabilities. That will absolutely make you more effective. You're a space wizard at that point.
Okay.
So that would be my recommendation. But
All right. Well,
okay.
we'll see.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news for you guys.
Okay.
The good news is Christopher Matthew is not here to give you a quiz. The bad news is I am here to give you a quiz.
Yeah, I was waiting on that one.
All right, now everybody get settled.
I don't think it's going to be a Baldur's Gate 3 quiz.
Good.
Damn
it's
it all.
time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too
Oh,
bad.
well.
Tough.
Or is it?
Here we
Or
go.
is it?
Because Mark is not here, it will just be the two of you. So this is a head-to-head quiz. Of course, those in the chat. I don't know if Boomer's still around, if Lord's still around, or Corazon, but absolutely play along. So there is a theme to this week's quiz. I'll let you have that guess at the end. There are 4 games, so you will each lead off for 2 of them. So we will start with Kim. And that was a random selection in my head that was just happened now.
Okay.
Kim,
all right.
the first game came out in 2023 on the Switch. Wild Card Football, Kim. Wild Card Football on the Switch. What was the Metacritic score?
Oh God, I've never heard of Wild Card Football, so this should be interesting. 65.
Kim says 65. Phil, if you were thinking about this game on the Switch, Wild Card Football, where would you land with this?
I would say lower. So I'm going to go 64.
64. Phil indoctrinating the Price is Right move, which was a solid move, Phil. Very good move. Except for the fact that Kim actually nailed the score at 65.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
So, but well played, Phil. You didn't kill yourself. You 1 point behind. It's certainly make-upable. That's a new word I just made, make-upable. I probably should have waited for the chat, by the way. I did not wait for the chat. Apologies. But, you know, they were going to be wrong anyway. Let's face it. We know the chat. Horrible. Boomer, the worst at this game. Corazon's pretty good. Boomer, the worst. Again, AARP, Boomer. All right. Phil.
Yes.
You are next. This game came out in 2025. EA Sports College Football on the PS5, Phil. What score did EA Sports College Football get?
Now, I heard quite a few people wanting to get this, but I've no idea whether it's any good or not. I will say 83.
Kim? EA Sports College Football. Not, by the way, they had to drop the NCAA football. My guess that was a licensing cost saving measure, EA. But here we are.
Okay. I'm going to go 75.
Kim is going to go 75. Now, I will. I have not seen anybody throwing guesses in since the last score. Now, granted, I didn't give them time, but I thought maybe somebody would chime in a little bit later. So, seeing as I don't see any scores coming in from the chat, they're afraid, clearly.
Obviously.
And they should be. Because for the second game in a row, one of you nailed the score. And that would be Phil. 83 on the nose. Well done. I feel like I need to make it harder.
More people than usual I saw on social media saying that they were looking forward to getting it. And it hadn't even crossed my radar. But that stuck out. So
okay.
All
right. Well, that means we're back to you, Kim. Kim, you are now in a deficit. But, it's
story of my life.
Still ground to be made up here. Kim,
okay.
Madden NFL 21 came out on the Xbox One in 2020. What is its Metacritic score, Kim?
$85.
Kim coming in with an 85. Phil, where do you sit on the Madden NFL 21 score for the Xbox One?
I'm going to go with 80. They usually do pretty well.
80 is Phil's score. Now, the interesting thing is you are both correct in that they normally do score very well. However, not the case for Madden NFL 21. And it came in with a 69.
Oh,
it was yeah, it did not fare well. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it was mostly because people felt like they did next to nothing on outside of just updating rosters for that year's Madden 21. Plus, it was pretty buggy. So, all right. So there we go. So I don't have the math in front of me, but I think Phil still has a lead, but it is no, it's expanding. Never mind. I was going to say shrinking, but it's not. Phil is expanding the lead. Kim, you really need to come in big here. Of course, Phil is going to go first.
Right.
So you have a possible advantage here, potentially.
All right.
Phil, in 2005, on the Xbox 360, the game Blitz the League came out. What did Blitz the League on the Xbox 360 score in 2005?
2005, 20 years ago. Bloody hell. 75.
Phil coming in with a 75. Kim, this is make or break now. All the marbles here.
I know, right?
Blitz the League on the Xbox 360 in 2005. What say you?
I think I played that. I was thinking it did fairly well, but I might be wrong. God knows. I'm going to go with 80.
Kim coming in with an 80. So the realities are, even if Kim had nailed the score, Phil was still going to take this. But the real interesting component to this is came in at another 69. Did not fare well. It fared far better on other systems like the original Xbox, but the Xbox 360 version was a bit buggy and it got penalized. So there we go. Now, for the bonus, Kim, I'll give you first crack. What is the theme?
Okay. Well, I'm going to assume, judging from all the games, it's football.
What kind of football, Kim?
Well, American football, the only kind there is.
That's the only kind of football, Kim. American football. I had a deep dig. I was going to put Football Manager up on there, but then I thought, let's just keep it to American football. Well done to both of you. Well done, Phil.
Well
by the way,
done, Kim.
Yeah.
both of you nailing one on the nose was that's pretty amazing. I had
If I have
hopes.
to lose anybody, I'd rather it be Phil. So.
Oh, ditto, Kim.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Boomer
nice about
finally
it.
did give a score of 90. Clearly, Boomer, again, ARP is not your friend. They're not helping you out, my friend. All right. We do have a couple news stories. Let's talk about this. One that had Mark incensed. Mark was angry. Before we get to,
Oh dear.
I'll play the news jingle just because.
Here is the fucking news.
So Mark, for whatever reason, has been buying movies on his Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
That was my
I
question.
know, right?
Who does that? And I think Microsoft said the same thing. They said, nobody's buying movies and games on our system, so they're no longer going to offer them. So literally this week, they confirmed that they are ending the movie program, movies and TV storefront is no longer going to allow you to buy anything. That is as of July 18th. In a statement, Microsoft no longer offers new entertainment content for purchase, including movies and TV shows on Microsoft.com, Microsoft Store on Windows, and the Microsoft Store on Xbox. If you try to access media using the entertainment app on the Microsoft Store, you will now see an alert that reads, Microsoft will no longer be making movies and TV content available for purchase. The button that let you buy the movies is now gone. However, if you do, in fact, have previously purchased content, you will still be able to access that via the Movies and TV app, which you can still download from the Microsoft Store. So you can continue to enjoy your previously purchased movies, Mark, and TV shows if you have any of those as well, but you will no longer be able to buy any more. So your incomplete collection will be incomplete through Xbox or Microsoft Windows. This isn't shocking to me. I mean,
No.
all of the different actual TV streaming apps out there, I never thought this was a thriving storefront for Microsoft.
Right.
So yeah.
Apparently, Mark has all the Mission Impossibles and the Fast and Furious movies, apart from the last ones.
You know what? The ironic part of that is he does not have all of the Mission Impossibles. And that's what makes him most angry, is because it is now impossible for him to collect the Mission Impossibles and have them all in one place. Okay, but we were talking about Netflix. So let's continue on and evolve the conversation. Netflix has greenlit an Assassin's Creed series, and they said it's about power, violence, sex, and greed.
Okay.
That's not how I've always thought of Assassin's Creed personally.
Well, I mean, you've got Assassin's Creed, the one in Greece, and then the Valhalla one. They have that in it, so maybe that's where they're going. I don't know.
Well, according to the article, so the show will be produced and run by Emmy nominees Roberto Pantino, who was from DMZ, Westworld, Sons of Anarchy, and David Weiner, who did Halo, Homecoming, and The Killing. So the live action series is described as a high octane action thriller. Let me try and reread this and not actually insert words, because apparently I'm doing that. A high octane thriller centered on a secret war between two shadowy factions. Margaret Boykin, the executive producer and head of content at Ubisoft Film and Television, said in a statement, "We are so excited to work alongside Roberto and David and our Netflix partners to bring this beloved franchise to the series." I just hope it's better than the movie. That's all I can say. Did you ever see the movie?
It wasn't horrible.
it wasn't horrible, but it didn't feel to me like Assassin's Creed. I guess that's
Yeah. I mean, I went to see it, hearing all the bad stuff about it, so I was pleasantly surprised it wasn't as bad.
yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't. It didn't feel like that world
Yeah.
so much.
So this will be interesting. That last little statement kind of makes me think maybe they're going to, because they're still paying homage to the game. At least it seems that way. So let's hope. Let's hope. My real hope is this follows along the same lines of Fallout. It's authentic. It's true to the gaming, lore, and we watch this series and feel like this is an extension of the games, and maybe gives us a little bit more of the modern day setting stuff, because that's the one thing I wish the games would come back to. I feel like they've abandoned the whole modern day element to these games, and that was the most intriguing component to me. It was like, we're going back in time, fighting these wars, so to speak, to try and fix history or keep history on track. So how does that, there's got to be a modern day component to it. And they were going that way for the longest time, and then they just kind of abandoned it. They're like, yeah, we're just going to recreate history for you, ish.
Right.
I'll be happy if they have a whole episode where the main character chases after feathers.
Maybe
an hour of chasing feathers. White glowing ones.
God, if they have that, I feel like we might get some kind of nod to that, right? Yeah. Maybe you'll see a feather flittering through the air and he just grabs it real quickly or something.
Yes, yeah, and definitely jumping into haystacks as well.
100% the haystacks. That will happen, especially from high up, diving down into a haystack to hide. But I do want, now that you mention it, I want to see just a nod. Don't make it a big element. I don't want to see an hour-long episode. I'm sorry, Phil, of him chasing a feather. But just to have it there in some fashion of just being like, the feather flittering around and he just grabs it type thing, Give me that
just a throwaway thing. Like they did in Fallout, they did a lot of those little subtle things that if you didn't know the game very well, you missed.
Agreed. Lastly, this was an interesting little tidbit I picked up, and I thought, let's talk about it. Gamescom claims record high interest from game companies in attending the event. So when in the past years, we've seen participation in in-person events really shrink. As all of these different game companies have realized that they can do these virtual events, and they're no worse off for it. In fact, they're probably better off financially. However, the organizers behind Gamescom have claimed record high interest from game companies in attending this year's event, with exhibitor numbers up 11% year on year. 11% doesn't sound super big, but we know in addition to the companies already announced for Gamescom, the roster has now added CI Games, Electronic Arts, Giant Software, Head Up, Calypso, Konami, Lego, Level Infinite, Marvelous Europe, Netflix, Paramount, Sega, and Tencent Games. Obviously, the Netflix and the Paramount, I'm assuming those are going to be announcing like tie-in movies or shows. That's my guess. And of course, this is piggybacking the already announced companies that include 2K, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard Entertainment, Capcom, CD Projekt Red, which I'm really curious to see what they show off, Krafton, Level Infinite, Nintendo, the Pokemon Company. Oh, thank God, the Pokemon Company is going to be there. Ubisoft and Xbox. So, really, the only one missing, Sony. Kind of curious.
Yeah, and Funcom are going to be there as well.
Well,
Funcom are the developers of Dune.
Okay.
There you go. It's the best Gamescom ever. It is interesting, actually, how exhibitors coming back, it dropped away, obviously, with COVID and never really recovered.
Right.
But, if companies are actually spending a bit of money towards this now,
Yeah,
it's going to be, I think it's got a good future.
I hope so. I love the event experience. And granted, I'm not going to Germany for Gamescom, but just having, and we kind of had it with the Summer Game Fest, but having that centralized time where we know a bunch of video game companies are going to be showing off content, it just creates an excitement. I feel the same way about the Game Awards. As much as I may not like some of their
Right.
production values all the time, it still creates an air of excitement. So
Mm-hmm.
Gamescom traditionally hasn't had a lot of big announcements, but I'm kind of hoping maybe that changes. Maybe we do get some good big media announcements. We know we
Right.
will be getting
Hope so.
one. So Gamescom opening night will once again be hosted by, of course, Jeff Keighley, who has managed to insert himself as the live events person now. And they have confirmed that this year's show, Activision will be presenting the worldwide reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So we'll at least get that quote unquote big announcement. Okay.
But you're right. Sony not being there at the moment is quite interesting.
I think Sony is very much in the camp of they get as much bang for their buck doing their digital events as they do any kind of live event. And I can't argue with it because I do understand the financial implications of it all. But I mean, I still would love to see them there. I would still like to see this kind of return to that E3 hype. But oh well. Speaking of hype, Kim, what's coming out this week?
Yeah, righty. Yeah, your new releases for this week are Defiance. Not like the game that was out years ago that was tied into the show. This is Defiance. For the PC, I have no idea what it's about. Maybe they've redone it. I don't know. Maybe it's a remaster of the remaster of the remaster or something. But anyway, you'll find out July 21st. It's out for PC. Logic Bombs for the PC, out July 21st. The King is Watching. What a pervert. Anyway, it'll be out for PC on the 21st as well. Cypher Zero for the PC on the 22nd. Hell Clock for the PC, the 22nd. Some of the names for these things, I swear. Hyperspace for the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC on the 22nd as well. Monument Valley 3 for the PS5, PS4, the Switch, the Series X and S, and PC on July 22nd. Clutch Time for the PC. I swear to God, some of the stuff just, I don't know. It just seems like it's bloatware or something. But Clutch Time for the PC on the 24th. Diner Bros 2 for the PC on the 24th. Killing Floor 3 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on the 24th. Split for the PC on the 24th. Super Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV for the Switch 2 on the 24th. Super Vive or Super Vive for the PC on the 12th. The Great Villainous Strategy of Lily for the PC on the 24th. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on the 24th. No Sleep for Konami date from AI. My God, what the hell? From AI, the Summon files for the Switch, Switch 2, and PC on the 25th. Whatever that is. I don't know. Twilight Syndicate for the PC on the 25th, and those are your new releases. A whole lot of something.
A lot of PC releases coming out. Phil, being the PC gamer in this podcast right now, any of these going to tear you away from Dune Awakening?
No, I haven't heard of any of them, to be honest. Monument Valley 3, I think I've heard of, or 1 and 2, but none of the others.
Yeah, I want to say the Defiance game is a remake of the original Defiance game. And then the only other one that I'm actually quasi-curious about is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. That is, I believe, another China-based game coming out.
Yes. And I think it's coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe it's on Game Pass as well, so I might check that out. But I have a feeling I'm not going to like it. Just going to throw that out there.
Probably.
Well, because it's going to be like an Elder Scrolls. I have that's my gut feeling right now is it's not Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring. And I'm just not the biggest, Souls like, that's not me. So
Yeah, I'm not either. I don't play video games to get frustrated. I mean, like, die, repeat. And, I mean, I play COD, so yes, maybe I'm wrong. But, I mean, those Souls like where, you go in there and you die, you barely make 2 feet and you die again. No, that's not fun.
well, and I mean, it's just a difference between COD and dying. I mean, because
Right.
you reload quickly,
Right.
you're back in the game, you're back in the fight. Whereas in a Souls like game,
Right.
dying matters in such a negative way that it just, I mean, it petrifies me. Like I'm just going into a stupid little cave and suddenly I can't see and I'm falling down a stupid shaft and my character dies and now I'm screwed. I can't get back to my stuff unless I go into that stupid cave again where I can't see anything and I have to fall. So, no, I'm out. Checked out. Can't do it.
Yeah, right? I'm not doing it again. Nope.
But
I
what
get
I
that.
will do on Tuesday is attempt to play some shooty Tuesday. It is 8:30 UK time, 8:30 p.m. UK time, 12:30 on the West Coast, 2:30 out in Kim's world, and if you happen to be with Mr. Matthew and Disney Cruises, 3:30 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, Eastern Daylight Time Zone. Is it? Oh, is it standard? Are we in standard daylight savings?
No, we're in
I
daylight.
I never know. I hate the whole acronym thing.
They need to just settle on one and leave it at that and be done with it.
Do you notice that's why I just say 8:30 UK time? I never say GMT or whatever it is. I'm just like, nope, it's just UK time. Anyway, I digress. You can also hang out with Kim and or others on Friday. I think Mark sometimes is there. Christopher Matthew also there doing some double Fatal Fridays. 8 p.m. in the UK, and then again 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. So if you get insomnia out in the UK, you can team up with Kim and kill things.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We're at that time. By the way, shout out real fast, Kim, to the chat. I believe we've had another lurker, Hardly Dan, snuck in.
Yeah, Hardly Dan just showed up. So, Boomer, Lord, Corzan, Hardly Dan, thanks for dropping by the chat and keeping us entertained while we put on a show. It's much appreciated. So, hopefully, we'll see you again next week.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And you might as well just keep it rolling, Kim. Let's just give your shout out,
Alrighty,
and we'll just roll on to Phil.
I'll do that. Alrighty. Well, shout out to you guys as always. Like I always tell people, this is my adult time where I get to hang out with the adults and not children, which is always nice, especially for my mental health at times. Anyway, hope everybody has a good week this week. Hopefully you don't overheat. If you do, drink a beer. I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll see you for some or hell, I don't know. I think they've been playing some Helldivers too, so I don't know. We'll play something this week.
Soon.
So yeah.
Soon.
Yeah,
Soon
right.
here as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
August
Other than that,
26th.
yeah, exactly. I think that's when the remaster for the Games of War comes out too. I think. Anyway, other than that, enough for me. So.
Thank you. Thanks to you two. Really enjoy being back on the show. It's really good fun. It's a nice start to the week to catch up with old and older friends.
So okay, now I have to ask the question, and
Yes.
This is a roundtable question. Chat, feel free to chime in as well. Do you consider Sunday the start of the week or the end of the week? Because you made
It's the end of the week, really.
Yeah.
I know I said start of the week, but it is the end. I consider it's the end of the week. Monday is the first day of the week.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
You threw me there, so I'm like, well, we got to have this conversation. Yeah. It is the most depressing day of the week. I will say that.
Yes.
Well, other than the show.
Other than the show.
Well, yes.
Right.
Of course.
And shout out to ChatGPT for its hallucinations, keeping me entertained and keeping me on my feet. Because I really couldn't remember what had happened in the episodes, and it did come up with something. And the storyline it came up with was amazing, with all the characters. You know,
But it was
Traylon did this, Kim did that, and magic doors and wands and things. And I'm thinking, wow. Yeah, don't trust everything.
That's not what happened. Well, I thought it was concerning when that one popped up and you said that I was giving a shit about Traylon, and I'm like, in what century would I give a shit about
That's what
Traylon?
called me. That's what called me out when it said Kim had a moment worrying about Traylon. I thought, no. Something's off.
That's absolutely fake news. Yep. Okay.
And yes, and beers in the rain for us. Beers in the rain. Greg.
Well, thank you to the two of you. Always a pleasure. It is, in fact, our adult time, if you will. A shout out to AI for making us all just a little bit dumber. And that's my big concern with AI. I just want to throw this little rant out there. AI is a great tool, but the moment we let it do everything for us, we truly are losing ourselves. And it is it's been an interesting inward look as well as outward look in the workspace, because so many people are using AI now to either fine-tune messaging, which I tend to do. I'll help it like fine-tune something I've written, but they're just straight up having it write stuff for them. And it literally is going to start making us dumber. If we're no longer thinking for ourselves, we can't formulate conversations. And then there's just another side note to it, which is an interesting aspect. ChatGPT in particular, when they do create written text for you, ChatGPT, for whatever reason, is a big fan of the dash. And you instantly can tell someone who's written something with ChatGPT based on the dash, which it should either just be a space and or a comma, but it loves to put a dash in. And so it's funny because on LinkedIn for work, I noticed somebody actually making a comment about, if you're going to use AI, make sure you remove the dashes. So
Completely. And also remove, when you copy and paste, the bit at the top that says, sure, I can write this in a more professional way for you. Here's your email. I've seen that happen a few times.
Yeah, that would be advisable. All right. Well, on that note, I'll make sure the summary is written by ChatGPT for the show. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your week as it closes out. Brace for Monday, and we will see you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next